What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. We got week 13 football, right? Week 13? Is that where we're already at?
I believe so.
13 weeks in already. Dontea getting a little crunk over there on a nice Tuesday night. I want to send my condolences first to something that myself, Julian Edelman, James Harrison, Jack Lambert, Josh Cribbs, and even Nick Saban all have in common. Kent State went completely defeated this college football season. They lost. They lost tonight. They lost tonight against Buffalo, 0-12. Shout out Kent State. I looked. It was like 36-6 last time I looked. So shout out Kent State and the great alumni that came from it. That's all I wanted to say, first and foremost.
Can't read, can't write, Kent State.
Can't play. Can't play at all. So we'll move on to the leaderboards down below. You see them. Once again, I said this multiple weeks in a row. Jaden somehow still in first place. Jordan, you need to get me to quit saying that over and over again. It needs to be you at least. All right,
I'm trying.
We need some good picks out of you.
Am I still one behind?
2 behind.
Oh, you got a game on me last week.
And yeah.
Damn it.
So you see him down below. The week 12 results for us. Dontea 9-9. I went 9-9. Jordan went 9-9. Or not 9-9. 9-4. I apologize.
9-4.
Yeah. I was looking at points and wins, and got them mixed up. But yeah, all went 9-4. Jordan, you're two games behind first place when it comes to the total leaderboard for the year. And Dontea, you're in 6th, 114-65. I'm 119-60 at 4th. Kaysen passed you up. He's 4 games ahead of you. Kaysen got you beat. He said a couple videos ago, he said he just wanted to beat you, Dontea. How does that make you feel?
That's fine. He still don't know ball.
It looks like he knows more ball than you right now.
He picks more random games than I do. That's about it.
All right. And shout out Matt, no longer doing Pick Ems. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. We'll move on.
Real quick, I just wanted to say something. They did ask me to mention this, so I'm going to mention the Pick Ems since we don't really do a podcast anymore. For those who don't know, I am an assistant coach for a girls' varsity team. This is a celebration drink. We are 2-0. This team finished with only 4 wins last year, so we're already halfway to our win total from last year.
Halfway there, baby.
And one of my players found our podcast page, and she was like, "Can I be on there?" And I was like, "No, you cannot." And then she asked, "Like, are you going to talk about us?" And I said, "No, I am not, but I am going to shout them out. Shout out to them. They've been playing hard, and they did deserve a shout out. So shout out to my girls. Good job."
Can you say who they just previously beat? I know who they beat the very first game. Who did they just beat?
We beat Howland and we beat Champion.
Oh, Champion, good team.
Two teams who beat us by a combined 50 points last season.
Hey, whoop that ass, right? 2-0. 2-0.
Feels good.
Great wins. Great wins.
Let's just say their assistant coach is on fire.
He's on fire.
I'm hearing the rotations are amazing.
I mean, listen, get them in and get them out. I mean, it's working.
You showing them those big moves, in the post? Showing some little sky hook here and there. Yeah.
Oh, listen, bro. I was showing one a little side step move earlier. She couldn't get it, but we were working on it.
We're working. That's all you can do. Work on it. Get better week by week.
Hey, I can lead you to the water. You gonna drink or what?
Yeah. They're eating right now. They ain't drinking. They're eating them dubs. You know what I'm saying?
We did do that the first game. We didn't do that.
Now you got
to on the sideline.
Hey, if you go 3-0, you got to do the Jameis W. You got to eat it, please.
I'll eat it up if we go 3-0.
All right,
we got a game on Monday. I'll let you know if we go 3-0.
We got Thanksgiving football, guys. Thanksgiving football. We got 3 matchups on Thursday night to where, Jordan, you're going to pick first because you're in first. Then I'll pick second, then Dontea. That's how we'll go. We got the Bears at the Lions. Lions favorited here, -10.
Yeah, I'm going to take the best team in football in the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I didn't see Cleveland play on Thursday night, but yeah, I'm going to take Detroit here.
I don't know if you heard me. I said best. B-E-S-T. Best.
I'm also going to take the Lions but for gambling purposes, I like the Bears plus 10.5.
I like it. We got New York at Dallas. The Giants are not favored here. Dallas will be minus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Dallas. They just beat a very good Washington team, and they're going to play against a very bad Giants team. The one thing I do want to bring up regarding Thanksgiving games before you guys make your picks. Can we change who the fuck plays every year on Thanksgiving?
No. Nope. America's team, New York, Detroit, it's always a combo of them.
I'm tired of always watching the Cowboys. The Lions I'm cool with.
Now you're cool with. Yeah, now.
When they were terrible, I was not as cool with it. But I hate watching the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. I hate watching them every Thanksgiving. Why do you got to put me through this, NFL? Just put
America's team.
Put 3 great matchups every Thanksgiving. Give us what we want. Give us a Chiefs-Bills rematch on Thanksgiving, not 2 weeks before it. Give it to us on Thanksgiving. Schedule makers, come on.
Yeah.
You cooked with the last game of the day. We'll get to that one. That's a great game. Cook for all 3 games, please.
Cook.
Anyway. Go ahead, Derrick.
Giants at Dallas. Dallas favored at minus 3.5. I don't know if you said the pick yet or not. I apologize.
Yeah, I said Dallas, and then I went on my tangent.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember after that. I'm gonna go Dallas here as well. Giants. Tommy DeVito. He's not cooking.
Drew Lock better play.
Darren Waller might sign back. Who knows?
Listen, I would like New York if Drew Lock was playing, to be honest, but I'm going to ride with Dallas as well, man. They looked much better last week, even though they did get lucky. But
then we'll move on to the game that Jordan said they actually did good on. Luckily, Tua's healthy. If Tua wasn't healthy, it might have been not a very great game to watch, but realistically, looking at the season before it started, that's the only game really they got right when it comes to, being the best game on Thanksgiving. Miami at Green Bay. Green Bay favored minus 3.5.
Give me the Packers. I think this will be a great game. I think that the NFL every year should schedule 3 games for Thanksgiving and make those the ultimate flex games. If there's a tension building in a division, and I don't know, the Steelers and the Bengals are playing Sunday at 1:00, a division that is decently close.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals are a good team. Maybe flex that one in over the fucking Giants and the Cowboys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go before you. I apologize. I'm gonna go Green Bay here. Go Pack, go.
No, I wasn't gonna pick. I was just gonna say, why do I kind of like Miami? Like they're starting to heat up a little bit.
This is what they should have been. I mean, they should have been good, like they kind of were last year. It just didn't help that Tua got hurt.
Isn't a 5-6 team.
Yeah.
They're at Green Bay though.
At Lambeau.
And it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get Green Bay.
Green Bay. So we all picked the same for Thursday night. We'll move. Black Friday game once again in the middle of the day, 3 p.m. You got the Las Vegas Raiders headed to Kansas City. Kansas City favored minus 12.5. I think that's the biggest line they had this year so far.
You have all these primetime games.
Is this one prime time, do you think?
It's the only game,
so it has to be.
I feel like everyone's busy on Friday at 3 for some reason.
I everybody got the day off.
That's still got to be considered prime time,
high school
bro.
Football.
I'm just saying. This is 2 years in a row that the Black Friday game sucked.
It was Miami and someone last year?
Miami and the Jets were horrible. Stop giving us these shitty games. Give me the Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Chiefs as well. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a great game.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Give me the Chiefs.
The Jets threw a pick 6 on a Hail Mary before halftime last year.
That was crazy.
Throwing a Hail Mary that somehow turns into a pick 6 is abysmal. That is
bad.
Stop giving us this shit.
That's exciting,
Put
though.
that at 1:00 on a random Sunday. Fuck giving us this on the only game of the day.
Then Jordan might not be happy with the Monday night primetime game we got either. But we'll move on to Sunday first.
That's gonna be a good game.
We'll see.
No, I think it will.
We got the
agree. I think that'll be a
Chargers.
good game.
Okay, I hope not for us. I want that pick. We got the Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons. Chargers are favored in here, -2.5, coming off of a we'll say short week that they will have just playing the Ravens.
I'm going to say outside of Thanksgiving and Black Friday, I'm picking a lot of away teams this week. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, first glimpse, I'm going to take Chargers here. A lot of people didn't have high hopes of them this season. They've played better than I think a lot of expectations of people that they've had. So give me the Chargers.
I'm actually going to take Atlanta. Chargers are coming off of a short week. They lost, and Atlanta's coming off a bye week. They're refreshed. Let me get the fresher team here. I'm going to take Atlanta.
I might have to circle back on that one to get one at Jordan. Who knows? Then we got Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Cincinnati, Jordan is favored here, -3. Cincy, are they going to have an upset in the AFC North once again? I would be an upset. I think I don't know. I know they're favored. I think if they win, I think that's considered an upset.
Wait, Cincy's favored it?
-3.
Yeah, that's not an upset then.
I think in my head it's an upset.
Why? Because they're 4-7.
Yeah, and their defense is abysmal.
A trap game here.
If you're the favorite, you're not an upset. But I am going to take the real upset in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Playing off of Dontea's point, they didn't come off of a bye week, but they played Thursday, so they had a couple extra days to really practice and warm up for this one. They're probably pissed off after losing the game they lost. I know you guys are loving it, but
want that pick.
They're probably pissed off. And I think that even though we hate each other's teams, we can all agree, fuck the Bengals. So give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm surprised that Cincinnati is favored, to be honest. If I was making the book, I'm doing Pittsburgh -5.5 here. I just think Pittsburgh's a way better team, unless you guys have a lot of players that are going to be out that I don't know of. Then it maybe swings the game a little bit. I think since he's able to put up a couple of points, but their defense is actually terrible. I'm going to go Pittsburgh. I think their defense is going to step up, and their offense is going to be better than what they were in a blizzard of a game against Cleveland. So give me Pittsburgh.
This just smells like a trap game. Pittsburgh clearly the better team. Pittsburgh is getting 3.5. I feel like everybody who is a sports bettor will be slamming Pittsburgh plus 3.5. And because that's how we would all bet, right?
Yeah, that's what happened. I will say that's what happened last night to the Ravens. I think 75% of the public were on the Ravens to cover, and they did. So,
I also said Pittsburgh. I said Cleveland was a trap game. You remember, I said that. I'm like, that's a trap game. Why is Cleveland only 3.5 point underdogs?
I think if it wasn't for the weather, I'm on George Pickens' side, to be honest.
But the thing is, they didn't know how the weather would get. It was in the forecast, but you can't. And those are two teams that both play in bad weather. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Give me Pittsburgh. Let me stop talking. Give me Pittsburgh.
Hey,
you're not going with the trap?
Did you guys see this highlight from the game?
Yeah, we saw a lot of that. Everyone thought
just a lot of nothing but white screens.
Their TV was these 4K cameras they're using or what? I'm like, I can't see shit.
I'm like, is that my iPhone?
Is that my iPhone 4 that they're using? What the fuck?
Hey, I'm glad we got to watch a snow game before the Browns build their dome, though.
Yeah, that's gonna have a decent amount of pushback after the Browns get a win in the snow. So we'll see how us fans react.
I'll go through here, and then I have a question for you guys at the end of the pick'ems after we pick the Browns-Broncos game. I have a question for you guys.
Gotcha.
We'll run through it.
We'll move on. Arizona at Minnesota. Minnesota favored -3.5. Jordan and I both picked Arizona last week, and they got worked. So who you got, Jordan?
Yeah. This is another game that I think will be a very good game. I'm going to take the Vikings, but I would not be surprised if the Cardinals were able to win.
Vikings squeaked one out. Couple of lucky plays against the Bears, and Sam Darnold's starting to scare me as the year goes on, looking more Sam Darnold-ish. But I think Minnesota still has the better team. Give me Minnesota.
Yeah, I picked Arizona last week as well, and
Seahawks
they pissed
came to
down
show.
they pissed down their legs. So give me Minnesota.
We got Colts at New England. Colts favored -2.5. I can see this one going either way.
I'm just gonna spin the roulette wheel that Anthony Richardson spins, and I'll give him benefit of the doubt that he's gonna come out looking like Cam Newton and not like Dontea with a helmet on. Though you're not an NFL quarterback, and I'm gonna be honest. If we put you out there on any team, I don't know that any of us in this call would perform at quarterback, and Anthony Richardson looks like we might outperform him some weeks.
I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
You've never seen me hand off the ball before. Got a mean 3-step drop too.
I'm taking Anthony Richardson in his 50% good, 50% badass.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Colts here as well. I think New England low-key wants to tank a little bit in their head to get another good pick because they kind of have their guy at quarterback for the next coming years in their heads. So give me the Colts.
Why am I leaning New England here?
I got to pick different from Jordan. I keep picking the same shit.
Give me Indy. They didn't look. I mean, they did kind of look bad last week, but they had some bright spots. Give me Indy.
Then we'll move on to the team that beat Arizona last week. We got Seattle headed to New York. The Jets. Seattle favored -2.
Bro, that whole division is so close. Yes. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Seattle's in first at 6-5. Arizona's second at 6-5. Then you have, I don't know the order in which they're in there, but the Rams and the Niners are both 5-6.
Yep.
I believe the Niners are last.
I need the Niners to win that division so I can win my future bet because that's the only division that's up for grabs right now. Every other one looks like I'm going to run away with it.
Yeah. Well, give me Seattle here. I think they're going to take the Jets behind the woodshed.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I'd say don't do it, Derrick. That's not the game to try to get back.
I know that you love Aaron Rodgers, bro. It might be time for him to tie the cleats to the...
He said on the Pat McAfee show today he might not... he doesn't know his future if he'll play in 2025.
Yeah, he sucks.
Jets. Give me the Jets.
Wild boy. Give me the Seahawks.
You guys are going to be... Boy. Wait till you see Geno throw 3 picks to their defense. So that's what's going to happen.
That's a Geno revenge game, brother.
We'll punch him in the damn jaw again. I won't care. We'll move on. Tennessee at Washington. Washington favored -5.5.
Don't really need to talk about it, Washington.
Hopefully Will Levis gives us another great memory in a game. Give me Washington.
Not even going to waste any time. Give me Washington.
Houston at Jacksonville. Houston favored -5.
A no time waster again. Give me Houston.
I'm going to take Houston. They have looked a little shaky the past couple weeks. Not like the Houston of last year, but I think they can take care of Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Jags suck, though. I mean, they got less wins than the Browns, and they lost to the Browns, so give me Houston.
Yeah, it doesn't help their case for being a decent team in the NFL. We'll move on. We got the Rams at the Saints. Rams favored -2.5. This one I feel like could go either way as well.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good game. I'm going to take the Rams, but I could definitely see it go either way.
For right now, I might come back to it depending if we pick different down the line. I'm going to take the Rams here.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams, and for all betting purposes, I will also be taking the Rams -2.5.
We got Tampa Bay at Carolina. Tampa Bay only favored -6. Carolina, maybe. Are they turning things around over there?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no. They gave... It's like when people are about to die and they get like that last burst of energy. That's what the Panthers had last week against the Chiefs. They're done. Give me the Bucs.
Right now, it's looking like Carolina won the trade to the Ravens because Deontay Johnson hasn't done shit for him yet. So maybe that revitalized him a little bit. You know, they're like, oh, we got a good trade out of it, and we played the Chiefs well. Still not gonna matter. Give me Baker Mayfield. What?
Give me Baker. What the
You not
fuck
see
was that?
You didn't see
You didn't watch the
celebration?
game? Oh yeah, he did the DeVito on Tommy DeVito.
Very
Yeah,
aggressively.
but like, yeah.
You see him blocking down the field, bro. Blocking for.
I seen James blocking down the field. Act like that's your quarterback. Baker's not your quarterback anymore.
I'm a Tampa Bay Buck
Jameis
fan.
make
He
an
is my
open field
quarterback.
tackle. I saw Jameis make an open field tackle. That was impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was.
I saw Will Levis try to make an open field tackle off his pick, but he didn't get there in time.
Hey, there is a 6-minute long Instagram slideshow. They said Jameis Winston was mic'd up and it was too good to cut any of it out. So they literally put his entire mic'd up on there.
6 minutes.
And first off, it's hilarious because he called Patrick Queen a liar. He's like, bro, you are a lie. Why are you always lying? Be impeccable with your words, man. And for the people who don't know what that's from, I am a reader. That is from the 4 Agreements. Be impeccable with your word. And I thought that was hilarious that he really quoted the 4 Agreements.
Jameis is a crazy dude in a good way.
He said, be impeccable with your word, man. Quit lying.
I'm going to have to watch that.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
We'll move on. Eagles at Baltimore.
Tough game.
Coming off of a win. Another short week for them. -3.
Four great running backs in this game.
Who?
Saquon, Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts, and Lamar Jackson.
Oh, shit. All right.
Anyway, I'm going to pick Philadelphia here just for Steelers, my personal team's purposes. You can take Baltimore. There's your game back. If they lose, I still think Philly has a good chance to win. My complaint that I have as of right now, why the fuck do teams not have their bye week until so late in the season that it gives them an advantage going into the playoffs? You get an extra week to rest at the end of the year. I think it should be a very small time frame where every team has their bye, not spread out through the whole season. I don't know when the Ravens' bye is, but not this week.
I'm sure there's a rhyme or reason and there's a science to how they do it.
If anyone knows, let us know down below.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a real reason, but it feels low-key unfair. Like, the Broncos haven't had their bye either. Neither has Washington. Like, why are these teams getting neither is Houston. Why are these teams getting their bye weeks so much later in the year? Am I a liar? No, I'm not a liar. Yeah, they all have played 12 games. I had to check and make sure that they played 12 games. But why are they getting their buys so late in the year? I don't understand it, but give me Philly.
Yeah, whenever I copy and pasted all these games, it says tickets as low as $311. As low as $311? Bro, what?
Damn.
Give me Baltimore though.
I'm gonna take Philly on this one.
Okay. Fuck. Now I'm scared. Then we got 49ers at Buffalo. Buffalo favored -7. Sunday night.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Buffalo. I think the Niners are not a great team this year. Plus, I don't know who's in and who's out for Sunday night. I know last week they were missing a lot of people. I don't know if they've announced who's in and out.
I think Purdy might be out again.
Yeah, and I didn't watch their game, but give me Buffalo.
I mean, their game didn't look great because they had backup in. But I think before the year started, we look at this game. I think a lot of us would give the nod to the 49ers, to be honest.
Oh no, most definitely.
But Buffalo looking like a way better team this year. Give me Buffalo.
Buffalo's 9-2, and we didn't think Buffalo would even be good this year.
Is that because of the Stephon Diggs and losing Jordan Poyer? And
they're just one of the few teams that did absolutely nothing in the offseason. They're like the Cowboys.
They only lost people.
They just lost people, and then it was just like, all right, we'll run it back. Like, they did nothing. So you're like, you only lost people and you didn't gain anybody significant. Yeah, that's just not a recipe for winning. And somehow they are still winning.
They are still winning quite a lot too.
Who you got, or Dante? You say Buffalo?
Oh yeah, I see all that to say. Give me Buffalo.
Okay, I didn't know if you said it or not. After someone rants, my brain just instantly
I
gone.
didn't.
Then we'll move on. Monday, December 2nd. The Cleveland Browns will take on the Denver Broncos at 8:15 p.m. in Denver. Denver favored -5.
I'm gonna take Denver.
I'm gonna take Denver, and hopefully Denver does win.
Yeah, I'm going to take Denver just for the purpose of I want the Browns to lose, so we can go ahead and we're currently 5th in the draft right now, and I need us to be like 3rd.
Bro, it's a tight race for that too. There's a lot of shitty teams. I'm like,
That's
quit
what I'm
being
saying.
shit, dude.
Let
Let us
hope
be
it's
shit.
teams that don't need a quarterback. Like you want
New
England, and then you want like Jacksonville right there, and then everybody else.
Jacksonville
Like,
might need a quarterback.
Who?
They ain't taking a
Jacksonville
quarterback.
might need a
They
quarterback.
just paid Trevor Lawrence too much money.
Hey, the Giants paid Daniel Jones.
Not like that though. They gave Trevor Lawrence like 260 or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Derrick, what is the over/under on this game?
41.5, which I think we take the reins. We do not take the reins of the lowest over/under. The lowest is Giants Dallas 37.5, but over/under 41.5, so you can put it in your little in your thing.
I like the
What'd you
under.
do? What did you do? 42? What was your?
I believe I did 45. I moved it up.
Ooh, someone took 38. Someone took 45.
Yeah, I took 38. I see a nice like 21-17 game.
The one question that I did have, I said I would wait till the end.
Yep.
Do you guys believe that the weather should play a factor in NFL games?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know a lot of people that have said, and they've said even prior to the Steeler game, that it is unfair for, even though both teams do have to prepare and play in the same weather conditions, but it creates too many situations for something to happen that normally wouldn't. So I've seen a lot of arguments for people saying every NFL game should be played in perfect conditions because that'll show you exactly who the best team is on a perfect day.
No, unknown elements, baby. Mother Nature is unpredictable.
I would clap back at that just for the reason being the moments that it creates. So like Adam Vinatieri with the Patriots hitting I think multiple game-winning kicks in the snow. Just think of Lambeau Field in general. The first thing you think of is snow, cold weather, crazy games like that. We're gonna talk about the Browns Steelers game that we just had eventually down the line because of Jameis and how that crazy game played out.
Yeah.
I know this is also in college a little bit when it comes to teams up north versus teams down south. If when it comes college playoff time, if that should make a factor in it too, whenever a team has a home game compared to others that don't.
So the playoff in college, I don't know this year, and you guys might know better than me. I know previously they were all played in a dome because you only had 3 total playoff games. Are there home field advantages this year actually in the playoffs?
There is home field advantages in the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I think it should be like that. And home field advantage, like when the Dolphins had to go and play the Chiefs. Like,
they complained about it.
That's the luxury of home field advantage. Like that's what you play for.
So that was the other question I was going to have is not necessarily removing NFL from the weather and from the elements, but when it comes time for the playoffs, the Super Bowl is always played somewhere that it is warm, dry. If it rains, how many Super Bowls have we seen where it rains?
That's just so
I
they
think
can
it's 'cause
get
of
money
this.
and everybody will go and they fill seats. That's all. Because if the Super Bowl was in Green Bay in February and it was 6 degrees, nobody would go. Like you have a lot of people that wouldn't go.
I think it would sell out still, no matter what. I think you could put the Super Bowl in any place. You could put it in Alaska and people would show up.
That's the thing. It will sell out, but at what price? That's the thing. When it's in Dallas in a dome and it's 75 degrees in Dallas and people get to go there for the weekend, they're going to spend money. You can charge high ticket prices because they're in high demand. If that game is in Minnesota and it's -5 degrees, you're going to have to drop those ticket prices. Like that's just what I think. I think if it's in Ohio, PA, like those cold weather places, you got to drop those prices to sell those tickets out. I do agree with you. I think it will sell out, but at a much lower ticket price. We would be able to afford it.
And you got to think when it comes to Super Bowl, how many events they have outside the stadium and things like that.
Yeah,
a lot of that wouldn't
it's a whole weekend thing.
A lot of that wouldn't be able to be.
I do agree with you. Now, the NFL did come out and say, I just Googled this. The NFL said that they do prioritize selecting host cities with stadiums located in climates that have an average temperature of 50 degrees or above on game day, minimizing the chance of disruptive weather like rain or snow during the event, ensuring optimal playing conditions for both teams' athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that it is due to wanting an even playing field in the Super Bowl.
What was the first one they mentioned, though? The event one. For the event. They mentioned the event first before they mentioned the players.
The big event.
They mentioned the event first before they mentioned the players.
They care about the.
That's the first thing mentioned.
Well, it says
money.
For the big event, which is the Super Bowl.
And then
my question is if they are at all worried about the teams and playing on, optimal conditions.
They wouldn't have any of them in the snow. Yeah.
Why? They do the Super Bowl, but why would they not care about conference championships, division championships, any of the playoffs?
Any game.
When it's regular season, I mean, it's kind of whatever, because you're going to play in good conditions, you're going to play in bad conditions.
What makes them caring more in a Super Bowl more than a regular season and caring for like a player's health or safety or anything like that?
Well, because that makes no sense.
That. Exactly.
I'm not talking health and safety. I'm talking ability to catch the ball.
Isn't that what they said in what you just read, though?
Bro,
didn't it say something about
player? Think about it like this:
optimal playing conditions for the athletes. I'm taking that as
okay.
It might be lower injury risk, but the way that I'm thinking of it is the grass is going to be perfect condition.
They don't give a damn about that, bro. You're insane if you think the NFL cares about the players. It's all about the money. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, when Kansas City is playing Baltimore and it's in shitty weather, Kansas City fans are going to show up. Baltimore fans are going to show up. Now, when you have the Super Bowl, more people show up just to see the actual game. They don't necessarily care about the teams. It's the Super Bowl. We watch the Super Bowl every year, and it's not our teams. But if you had the chance to go, we would all go. Would you go to the conference championship? No, not necessarily. It's not the Super Bowl. No, the hell you wouldn't. Shut up. You're going to the Super Bowl because it's the Super Bowl. I wouldn't
go to the AFC or NFC championship game? I absolutely would. If I was invited to go to the Big Ten championship
No. You're paying. No, you're paying. You're not invited. You're paying the money.
Oh, if I
you're still going. If it's Baltimore and Houston, are you going to that game?
Yeah, that's a great game.
Or would you rather save up a little bit and go to the Super Bowl?
No, you're not. But if they're in the Super Bowl, you're going to go. It's the last game of the season. It's over. The Super Bowl is an elaborate event. It's a whole weekend thing. You're going to go. But when it's the conference championship, typically it's just people who are fans of those teams going. So it's not as big of an event in selling. It's all about money at the end of the day, bro. The NFL don't give a damn about the players.
Well, here's my argument back to that. Here's my argument
back to that. That's why they added an extra game, too. So
exactly.
It's a weekend
they want
event.
Money.
There's a lot of things that get held in the outside of the stadium, correct, for Super Bowl weekend. Then why do they hold it in domes in snowy conditions? Minnesota, Detroit, places that have domes. Why is it held there then?
Because you don't want to be in Minnesota outside when it's 10 degrees.
All the shit is still outside. All the event shit is still outside.
Right. So but that's what I'm saying. It's all about money for the city. You don't want to go to Minnesota when it's 12 degrees because you're not going to do things outside. For example, All-Star Weekend was in Cleveland and in Utah for the NBA. It was the two worst All-Star weekends. A lot of people didn't show up because it was cold as hell in February and nobody wanted to be outside. You've been in Cleveland in February, bro. It ain't fun.
Yeah, it ain't.
It ain't fun. Exactly.
But what I'm saying is
but Dallas would be fun to be in February.
But what
Atlanta would be.
my argument back, and it's just playing devil's advocate here, is the Super Bowl has been held in domes in colder cities with outside events as well. People still show up, they still participate in the events outside when it's 10 degrees outside in Minnesota, but the game itself is played in the dome.
Do we know
all the events.
cold weather places that hosted before?
Anywhere with a dome is eligible to host. So
Okay.
I believe Detroit has hosted. I could be wrong. I believe Minnesota. No,
Minnesota
I
has
don't know
once.
if Detroit has.
1993. I was
Minnesota
looking. I'm trying to look them up as you're talking.
India, I believe, has hosted one.
Detroit in
Indy.
2006.
I'm about to say India.
Indianapolis. I'm trying to think who else has domes like in the north. Who plays in a dome in the north? Obviously,
Detroit.
2012 for the Colts as well. Detroit was
plays in a dome.
2006.
Yeah, Detroit, Minnesota, Indianapolis.
Those are only 3 so far.
Nobody in the north plays in a dome. In the AFC North, NFC North, we already got those teams out of there.
I mean, I think most of those people don't play in a dome just for a competitive advantage as well.
Yeah, but
It's a good idea.
Like if Arizona has to come to Cleveland in January, that's a rough day.
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I agree.
But we said, Miami versus Kansas City last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was a rough day. That was a rough day for Miami.
I wonder how Miami feels being in that division.
I'm not saying that I hate playing in the elements. That's not what my argument was, but I have heard that argument is that every NFL game should be played on an even playing field to truly see who the better teams are if the conditions are perfect every game.
I would say that that's the most fair, but I think storyline wise and everything like that, it adds more.
We want to see games that are like the Browns and the Steelers.
But even then, though,
last year when the Bills were playing the Steelers in the playoffs, when they had to delay the game by a day to shovel the stadium, raise your hand if you wanted to see them play the day that they were shoveling. I wanted to. I didn't want them 100%. To shovel. I didn't want to see them play on a clean field. I wanted to see them play in 2 feet of snow.
But listen, I'll give you this. When it comes to playing on an even playing field in perfect conditions every single game, you still won't necessarily see who the better team is because you see upsets all the time. You see bad teams beat good teams. And that's why the term any given Sunday is a thing. Like if you play the worst team versus the best team, 10 games. Let's just say they matched up every Sunday for 10 games straight. The game will be different every single time. And it's just because you know what I mean? You just don't play your best game sometimes. And just sometimes game planning is different. So even if you do have perfect conditions, you still won't truly see who the best team is because good team, for example, Pittsburgh is light years better than Cleveland this year. Cleveland isn't as bad as their record shows, but I still think Pittsburgh is a lot better than them. And Cleveland won. And you can blame it on the elements, sure. But Cleveland played the better game.
I was not blaming the elements. That's not what I was trying.
Well, that's just the closest. Or let me go to a more recent game. Actually, Dallas beating Washington. That was just the first game that popped to my mind. Dallas beat Washington, and Dallas is not better than Washington.
Backup quarterback.
No, I agree. But do you not think that I'm looking, for instance, the Detroit Lions this year? They're playing 3 games outside the whole season. Every other game that they've played and will play this season is in a dome. Do you not think that gives them a slight competitive advantage over a team?
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. Jared Goff played for the Rams and played in a dome all year long, and then he went and played New England in a Super Bowl in a dome and still lost. So it's
But I'm saying, do you not think that gives them an advantage throughout the season to always have a dome?
Sure. Yeah, it does.
The only outside games that they're playing this year, they already played Green Bay in Lambeau. They still the third to last week of the year, week 16, they play Chicago outside, and then they play in San Fran outside after that as well. But it'll be decent weather in San Fran. It's not a shitty place to play, but realistically, there are only 2 games that have even potential to be bad weather. Are Green Bay, they already played, and Chicago. Whereas the Steelers, if we play against, we have all our division games at the end of the year. our whole division is open field, and we're all in places of shitty elements. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
You
All
didn't
get
do this
shitty
to
weather
just bring this
year-round.
back to Cleveland. I mean, to bring this back to Pittsburgh, did you?
No, I'm saying I'm using Pittsburgh. Okay, the Ravens. The Ravens as a competitive comparison to the Lions. Do you think that it's more fair for the do you think it's fair? Do you think the Lions have an advantage over them throughout the course of the season because Baltimore has to play in Cleveland, in Cincy, in Pittsburgh, in Baltimore, where the
I
weather can
do.
be shit any
I do.
week?
They do have an advantage, but I think they would still beat all the teams that they beat, regardless of it being a dome or being in good weather, just because I think they are a really, really good team.
I'm agreeing with you. That was just my example.
All right.
Yeah, you're playing devil's advocate.
40-something minutes in. Any last words? Dontea, I'll let you go first.
Cleveland, you know what to do. Lose this game.
Jordy.
Pittsburgh, you know what to do. Win this game.
I'll lose in the first round anyways.
Dante's players, you know what to do Monday night. Win that game 3-0 so we can eat that dub. Thank you guys for tuning in. Comment, like, subscribe down below. Till next time. Peace out.